Footscray with a win and a draw against Hawthorn last week, and both are desperate to keep in touch with the final 8. And it has been an emotional week in football this week with the passing of one of St Kilda's great champions, Trevor Barker. There was a minute's silence observed out at Waverley today by both the St Kilda Inner Sanctum, the umpires and the Footscray Football Club. A very moving and emotional ceremony remembering one of the champions of the game in Trevor Barker. And the pigeons flew, and at half-time Footscray were in front by 10 points, 8-7 to 6-9 in a pretty lively first half. We now go to the action in the third quarter. With 14 minutes remaining, Footscray lead by 6 points.
Croft again, and Wallace again. Stephen Wallace picking up something like his 15th possession from the half-back line. A good kick to Grant. Always looking for the quick give. Quill this time, the left foot. Watts, front position on Anderson. Footscray keen to get the ball moving. Ramiro, Jakovic in front, and a hand behind. Swings onto the left foot, finds Burke. He'll settle things down. Co-captain of the St Kilda Football Club with Stewart Loewe. Runner-up best and fairest last 2 years. Now into Anderson. A little bit of trouble in close. Finds Bardsley. Burke, who continued on down through the ground. Now kicks well. Low, couldn't complete it. Grant has come down to assist. Collinyook at half-back. Switches wide. Wallace once again on the outer side by himself.
With a lot of space this time, Terry. A couple of bounces. Centre wing, Johnson. Back to Wallace. Not sure about that option, but now back to Johnson. Johnson to the pocket. Jakovic on a long leg. Good take. He's a long way out, though. About 52 metres. Quickly on to Osborne. Couldn't quite hold it. Shanahan's been back on Osborne. Osborne off the ground. And that probably wasn't a good play by Osborne. They were going to have the ball tucked away in the pocket, and the percentages were so low, weren't they?
That's right. In fact, Jakovic had Callett further around to the top of the square on his own, but he didn't see him in time.
Shanahan to Burke. Burke getting touches, a lot of them in this term. Runs away. He plays the corridor well. That's a great kick to Harvey. St Kilda building. Harvey to Aussie Jones. Now, will he take the mark? He does. The trainer nearly got in the road. Smith held him up. Lowe goes now. Jones hasn't seen him. He's a long way from goal, little Aussie. Now goes to Lowe. It's got him.
Great. Isn't it great to see a full forward do double leads?
Yeah, and that's what they've got to do too, Wills. They've got to keep going and going, because sometimes the kicker doesn't see the initial move, and when he does, it's too late to get it to him. So you turn around and come back again, and provided the space hasn't been taken up by a teammate, and you can turn and come back into that area, ideal. Look at that, that's spot on.
Sierakowski just...
Bit of a help.
Yeah, giving Croft a little shove, but it was okay. Big kick for Lowe. Coming back, I like it. He's kicked 6.
Joel Smith. Matthew Croft. Again seeking Scotty Wind. Huge pack of players go for that. Again just a little push out. Callett on the left. Grant keeps it alive by coming back inboard. Martin on the ground for the first time. His little kick finds Quill under pressure from Bardsley. Turn back St Kilda's way. Zilla probing in. Everett's a front position, takes it. Inside 50.
That's what they don't want, Ross, the Twin Peaks to work. They've had one peak working, but not the other today.
Yeah, that one's been pretty well held, actually. The opportunity's not quite falling his way, but when you get in a spot like that, not even the big Ilya Grigot can help there.
Everett for his first. At it. Got it. Saints take the lead.
And that's what they'd like, to have those big fellas firing up forward in tandem. But the midfield really has got on top, and their running players like Burke, Zilla. Harvey's getting a few more touches. Bardley's got the job on Livatore. He's tidied him up for a while. There he is, effecting a tackle. And the strength of Zilla pushing through.
Good kick too by Everett.
Big men negate themselves. Harvey finds space. to his mirror image in Joel Smith. Austin Jones, left foot. Everett in a good position. Gridgig in front. Good call by the umpire. Gridgig prepared to push back into the contest. Well rewarded. To Sir, the kick not good enough though. Austin Jones. Inside to Burke. St Kilda now just probing the ball around the 50-metre mark. Looking for a hole. Footscray pushed right back. Even Chris Grant now is right back into the defensive square. Crowding up, but Loewe finds space. Oh, as much space as he wants.
There's about 5 Footscray spectators there all saying, well, it's not my man. And that's the importance. If there's too much congestion, just to wait for the gap to form. Footscray pushed back. We also had no, as you mentioned, but they were too far back.
All tending to go back, expecting the long bomb into the square. So Stewart Loewe. Going for his 7th. Deliberately. The crowd behind, they rise as one. Stewart Lowe's done.
Coming from behind Loewe, causing him to spill that ball.
So it looks like Chris Grant now on Stewie Loewe. Matthew Croft being pushed forward again, as he did last week against Hawthorn. Grant just going very long. Free kick coming to St Kilda here to Keogh for a push. Well, Bardsley it is who's going to take it. Bardsley, a floater to the pocket. Everett, a big fly. He's got it. Well, they should put Footscray away here in this burst, shouldn't they? They're right on top here, St Kilda.
Bruce, we just look at the marks for the match. St Kilda 72 to Footscray 47, and really that's seemingly the difference just at the moment, these big men taking over.
Well, he's a beautiful kick, Everett. He kicked one from outside 50. This is a tight angle for the left footer in the left forward pocket. Good kick again. It's the Footscray nightmare come true, Ross, isn't it? With the Loewe 7 and now Everett starting to flow as well.
Well, yeah, it's a good kick from their standing start, and some confusion from the Footscray players too. Grant was supposedly going back onto Loewe, but in fact he ran forward to pick up Sierakowski. That's why Loewe was on his own. It was 2 on 1 because Griggett couldn't get there to help out.
4 points to Jakovic today.
So Robbie Neal, Jakovic's opponent, brings the ball back in. Big Everett's really starting to stake a claim on the game now. That's his 8th mark. Onto the left foot. Very, very lazy and lackadaisical, that kick. Gives Grant a chance. Displays his ground level skills. Burke displays his tackling skills. Anderson, the quick give back. They've set up here now. Sierakowski has the time for 2 bounces. Attacks the goal square. Loewe from behind. Disposes of Nicholson. Try and hit. He's on the left. He's home.
He takes advantage of that situation. Goes for goal. Hooks are behind. But the Saints starting brightly. They trailed 6-9 to 9-7 early in the 3rd quarter and then kicked the next 6 goals of the match and completely dominated. And all the elements that make them an exciting side were working well. 12-17 to 9-10. So Footscray under the hammer here, up against a good mark by Wine. He was excellent in the opening term. Pushes it out wide. Johnson's collected a lot of kicks. Half forward, Curley front spot. Neal's been disciplined all day. Bad bounce for Harvey. Back to Curley. Going to go long, looking for Osborne. Trying to take it on his chest. Has a second go. Should kick a goal. Richard Osborne hooks it back. Looks good. He's got it. It's his 4th. That gives the Doggies a little hope. A very good individual effort by Osborne. 4 goals from 4 forward and out of the pocket. And Footscray desperately needed the first goal of the last quarter, and they got it.
Yeah, so he's been their only hope then. There's that bad bounce for Harvey, who was clear running onto it. Just came straight back over his head. Good spoil initially by Shanahan, but then Osborne with the pace to pick up and turn, and just shows his experience there.
So Osborne's 4th goal. St Kilda have the numbers around the ball. Sweeping handball back to Harvey. He'll find something. Under pressure, the left foot kick. not as good as he would want it to be. And Chris Grant clears on the left-hand side.
Back to Ramiro, then short to Liberatore. Next goal really important for Footscray. If they get it, they will smell a chance. To Croft, long way from home, 50 metres out, goes to full forward. Darcy at the back, Coghlan in the front spot. The punch back towards the 50. Croft well played, comes through and kicks her behind. Got off balance in the end, but the initial movement okay. 10-11 to 12-17. Daniels coming back, and Footscray making a little move here. You can sense that they're not out of this. As I said, if they can get the next one, this game tightens all of a sudden. A minute's silence at the beginning of the match for Trevor Barker, the champion St Kilda player who passed away on Friday morning. So there's been a lot of emotion here today for the St Kilda Football Club. And as Charlie Sutton said on an earlier program on AFL Game Day today, that Footscray went through that with Teddy last year, and it's a huge thing for the club. Bardsley off and Daniels on, and Kellett coming off as well for Footscray. Wirra coming on. Harvey run out of play by Ramiro and out of bounds. So just a quiet moment in the match. Harvey's statistics. Kellett, who kicked the first goal today, he's had a few touches, but now on the interchange. Vidovic, Wine tried to build it forward, couldn't. Wallace another possession. Watts with one hand, couldn't quite. Push forward. Nice take by Neil under pressure, then belts it as far as he can. The ball rolling hard will probably make the line. It does in front of Osborne and Shanahan, and out of play. 27,094 the official attendance. Looks more, to be honest, but still a good, healthy crowd. Bardsley.
And so Coghlan and Darcy now do battle. Ball spills over the back. Keogh in front position, receives a free. Advantage given to the St Kilda side. They've lost the advantage, but it's gone too far for the umpire to call it back. And they have to make best of what they can out of this situation. Robbie Neal has brought it a long way across towards the members' side. Scragging free kick, though, against that player. And Todd Curley. Into the forward line now, Stephen Wallace. Really just doing a lot of drifting and floating across half-back for Footscray, looking to set something up for his team. This time he goes for and picks out Jose Ramiro. Very stagnant move, this one, though. Ramiro high and long into the forward line, and that's just the way they want it, but the free kick's been picked out from behind.
Holding on against, or for Osborne, against Shanahan. Umpire Richard Williams saying that happened before the ball got there. Might see this. Just the right there. Just been retarded. We can't quite see that, but that's what the free kick was for.
So Richard Osborne kicked the first and second goal of the second quarter at this end. Has kicked the first goal for Footscray at this end. Really needs this one for Footscray. Deliberate approach. 30 metres out. Kicks. Osborne's got it. He's got his fifth.
Harvey today, 14 kicks. Ramiro's been with him. Ramiro's had 11. Curley forces it forward. McLaren. Wallace couldn't bring him down. Watts, well done. Very well done to Martin. Martin at 40 metres. Goes for goal. It's across and through from behind. Michael Martin had a very easy shot for goal in the third quarter and missed. And now when you think back at the Jakovic and Martin misses, both of them from straight in front, and there's only a couple of kicks in this, 12-17 to 11-12. So the Saints have got to get out of this defensive mode that they're in at the moment and attack. Danger. Well done, Osborne. Real danger here for St Kilda. Can they get it clear? Daniels has had a dirty day, couldn't. Liberatore, normally constructive, goes back to Wirra around the body. Not much distance. A let off for St Kilda. Robbie Neal's got it. And you can just feel St Kilda getting a little tighter and tighter as we go on. Out wide to Coghlan.
He settles things down at across the back line here. Another in short kick. McLaren. Really, the flow of St Kilda's game is just eluding them just at the moment. A short kick. Pushing forward now, looking for something in the centre of the ground. Daniels spoils on Liberatore. Grant at ground level. Ramiro to Liberatore. Left foot's out of trouble. The bounce against Smith. Free kick against Todd Curley.
Oh. You are allowed to use your body. It was a hip and shoulder. The ball was in within 2.5 metres. Goodness me.
St Kilda again trying to work it out. Footscray forwards have really improved their defensive play, squeezing them at every opportunity and forcing St Kilda into really finessing the ball across half-back. This looks a better move. Coughlin with a little bit of space on the outer side. Robbie Neal provides the support with run from behind. Towards the centre half forward position. Wind attacks it. The big man develops momentum. Gives it to his Brownlow medalist partner in Liberatore. The bounce favours St Kilda. Burke on the right foot. Pushes it around. Jones will need to set something across half forward here now. Comes inside. Kick over the top of the teammate. Joel Smith misses. Vidovic. It's free. It's Daniels. Right foot. Jayson Daniels kicks, as unfortunately Jayson Daniels so often does, without accuracy.
A bit rushed wheels, wasn't he? He could have steadied. Probably didn't know how clear he was.
Crewell brings it back in. Oh, big fly by Grant. Sirakoski at the back. Wallace keeps it in. Johnson, well done, McLaren. It's a difficult one for Johnson. So 12-17 to 11-12. McLaren coming off and Bardsley on. St Kilda kicked their last goal at the 26.5-minute mark of the third quarter. So they've been without a goal for around about 12, 13, 14 minutes. Wind, but only as far as Harvey. Left-hand handball. Chris Grant attacks it hard. Bangs it onto the boot. Curley in the front spot. Got a bad bounce. Didn't attack with a whole lot of confidence. Young able to come off to Everett. Good kick. He's got it. Plays on at 49 metres. Strong kick right there. Loewe sets himself and marks it. Nicholson trying like man to hold him up, and the reason why, because Stewie would have just tried to put it onto the boot. But that was a wonderful kick by Everett.
To take the mark and then turn and play on for the big fella, and then give Loewe some chance by putting it up in the air. Had a good run at it. I thought may have even drifted through for a point before Loewe had a chance to mark it. That gives you an idea of the angle. Great Cranmer shot.
Kicked 9 in round 2, Loewe. He's kicked 7 today. This for goal number 8.
He's got to go round 2, Bruce.
Does now, improves it, hooks it, hits the post. She's had a lot of shots. She's kicked 7-4.
And always, sorry, Bruce. I always thought when you're having those shots, you go around, you actually aim fairly high at the post rather than try and squeeze it. So you go high and then try and get it through the top end of the post. That way you give yourself any sort of benefit of the doubt when the umpire's trying to make his decision if you don't split the middle.
So this game's still alive. 12 goals, 18 to 11-12. Scott Wine the target. Good grab. He's had a very good last term, has Wine. Started well and is coming home strongly. There's some good signs for Footscray just at the moment. Grant getting kicks across half-back. Wirra, speaking of Grant, he's pushing forward now. Wallace continuing to collect. Liberatore, well played. Little squeezy one to centre wing. Important ball. Grant at the back. Had to give it off in a hurry. Was clever to Martin. Martin, nice kick off the boot. Watts a good finisher. Straightens up. Kicks to Jakovic. He's going to be nervous now.
Yes, if you can hear you, Bruce, you'll be even more nervous.
Well, Watts was in the pocket, and he decided to go inboard to Jakovic, and this is about where he was in the third quarter, about this distance when he missed so badly. Watts had half a chance, I think, from there to goal.
Oh, yes.
And comes inboard.
Team thing.
Well, what a huge kick now. Alan Jakovic with 4 points today. And he thinks it's a goal, and he's got it.
Bench a few times today. Wine tries to take it, couldn't. Daniels has his chance at it. He gets it out. Vidovic does the ground level work. Long kick, Trianides, couldn't handle it. Quill, touch more experience in defence. Finds the room he wanted on the left towards Michael Martin. Martin squeezing around again. Callett back on the ground. Couldn't take the ball. Matthew Young conceding it to the boundary umpire. And the boundary throw-in. Footscray side of the centre wing. St Kilda lead by 6 points. Two big men on the ground. Wine and Vidovic go at it again. Burke to Harvey. His use of the ball will be critical here. Doesn't let anybody down, and Joel Smith, really for a player his size, marks the ball so well. He goes on looking for Loewe. He couldn't handle it. Rowan Smith's in there for Footscray. Quill again in defence. Pushes round. Harvey and Ramiro wrestle. Vidovic does the roving. He attacks the square. Everett's there. Gets to the front. Couldn't take it. The tackle on Smith got him nowhere. Austin Jones inside. Zeller, no, off the side of the boot. Not going to make the difference. Grigic, Grant.
Great mark.
Chris Grant has done so much for the side. 8th mark, 19th disposal. Eventually to Quill. An important last few minutes with Quill in defence. To Stephen Wallace. Looks forward. Robbie Neal leading the fray there. Takes the ball and lets it go again.
It's called play on, and Kellett gets it and goes to the pocket. Osborne sets himself. Well done, Shanahan. Bardsley wants the boundary line. Osborne chasing hard. Clever with pace now. Will need to bounce or give off. Gives off to Martin, having a good last quarter. He's got Watts all on his own at centre half forward. Kicks to him now and takes a beauty. Courageous mark in the end, because Shanahan's shadow was bearing down on him.
Yeah, Shanahan took the punt too, Bruce, and Martin did the right thing there to get it across.
Gee, that's courage, isn't it?
Oh, yes, because Shanahan left his man to get out there.
Well, this, Ross, to level the scores in what has been an unusual game. They looked home, the Saints, at three-quarter time. They'd made their run, playing for so much today and seemingly safe, and now Footscray chipping away, and that chip has become a bit of a rush as Watts goes to kick his third, and he's got it. It's all square. They've kicked the last 4 goals, the Doggies. Osborne, Jakovic and Watts, and they're their goal kickers, importantly.
Exactly. And that was good play by Richard Osborne. He's always had pace and good strength and always keeps his feet pretty well. Just breaks a couple of tackles there. Bruce said he had a chance to bounce if he wanted to, but the option was right to pass off to Martin.
So the score's all tied up, 90 points apiece. St Kilda and Footscray, Waverley Park. Very high stakes for both sides here. St Kilda pushing and forcing forward. Robert Harvey in front, his shadow, Jose Ramiro, been at it all day. Ramiro, the terrier, in close. Harvey, the quality user of the ball. Grant in the front position. Sierakowski. Jones, some timely interceptions in the game in this last quarter. Todd Curley looks on. Sadat Sir sitting on the bench, checking the time clock. Some 6.5 minutes of the game remaining. Half forward flank for St Kilda. Collinnock in defence. Liberatore in the pack. Tying it all up. Daniels also a noted tackler. Vidovic takes front. Bounce favours Wine. Takes from the air the little gift to Ramiro. Round the boundary line. Bardsley the spoil. The run from Weira. The tackle from Smith. Johnson the clean up. Free kick to Smith. Dropping the ball within the tackle. Smith looking down at a very crowded half-forward line. Loewe's only option right over the back. He tries for him and takes it. Feeds on wide, Burke inside, closing 30 metres, straightens himself up, goes. Nathan Burke, the co-captain, he's dragged it home.
Yeah, it's a good kick too, Reels. Great mark by Loewe because the ball was pushed up in the edge of the congested area. He backed himself there, and he's always been an inspirational player, Nathan Burke. Watch this, he's had some big fellas to compete with. Loewe read it beautifully. The handball finds the feet of Burke, who was called through, told to settle. Good finish.
Saints a goal in front, 13-18 to 13-12. Smith to Loewe to Burke, arguably the best three players for St Kilda today. Conjuring something there against the flow. Sierakowski to Smith, 52 metres out, goes for goal, kicks it. He's played a wonderful game. And a little more wonderful than a moment ago with that goal. 14-18 to 13-12. And they may have broken off the shackles at long last.
They may have, Bruce, and I think they'll certainly let us know if it's not, but I'd say his best game, particularly because of the quality of the football he's got. Just 17 kicks, 8 marks, 6 handballs. And that goal was a beauty.
Taken number 5 in the 1994 AFL draft. And in his first game last year, really set a high standard. And today he's been able to duplicate it. Joel Smith, Nathan Burke been tremendous since half-time. Grant couldn't handle it. Everett does the clean-up work at ground level. Back to Smith again. How much of the footy do you want, son? Spills on wide. Harvey, uncharacteristic fumble. The tackle from Ramiro's into the back. They just really seem in control now. Harvey looks for, finds Loewe, couldn't take it, did the body work. Rowan Smith for Footscray cleans up. The local boy from the under-19s feeds to Ramiro. He's under pressure. Smith again. Bridgick in front of Everett. Trianides, the left footer, drags it around. Jayson Trianides, 2 goals, 2 for the afternoon.
Handy point, isn't it? Just gives them that 3 kicks. 14-19 to 13-12. Ramiro slip a bit costly there. Smith was charging away. Footscray hasn't lied down, that's for sure. They won't be laying down. They give themselves a hope. Now, free kick against the doggies going to St Kilda. Sierakowski. 55 metres out, goes in short. Loewe never able to get there. Didn't look a chance then. There's never a hope in the run, and Nicholson's got it. 7 goals, Loewe's been terrific. This is the only term to date that he hasn't kicked a goal in. 2, 2 and 3. Great Mark Grant. He's had a terrific last term. Still time for Footscray to come right back. Off the side, that's a tired kick. Bardsley had a fair bit of it out of play, centre wing.
Just looking at the stats too, Bruce. Inside 50. I think St Kilda have gone inside about 15 more times, so they probably have had more opportunity to score.
Had 8 more scoring shots too, Ross, so
Had balance.
Sadat Sir, chips, Everett's got a hope of cutting it, didn't. Darcy, Smith, Darcy kept going hard, back to Liberatore. Liberatore had a good look up, then delivers into the centre. Koliniuk, Anderson quickly on, here's a chance. Everett can use Harvey with a handball. He stretched him too far. Harvey chases hard with Ramiro. A wasted opportunity. Everett's handball just a little too much. The kick back to centre wing. Grigic and Anderson both went hard. Aussie Jones, Burke, maybe the best man on the ground. Wide to Trianides. Half volley, brilliant. Absolutely superb. Smith on the left. Goes for goal. That's a gem. Wonderful. why we love the game so much, when you see a passage of football like that.
Yes, and the skill going from the poor handball of Everett, just really stretching Harvey, who's done a power of running, as he normally does. Anderson's great effort there to contest. The ball comes free to Burke, who had Everett free again. But watch this hard volley. Good control. There's just something classy about that. And this boy, well, he's got 3 votes.
Joel Smith, 26 disposals. Nathan Burke, 28. Certainly been right in amongst it all day, those two. Burke, the tireless worker, in close and in hard.
He's got 2 wheels.
So I need not say any more.
How would you like to?
Stewie's kicked 7.
He's got 1.
Ramiro out to Wallace. Wallace has been steady all day. Jason Daniels under pressure in close. Burke again. Feeds to Zilla. Centre half forward. Everett does the spoiling effectively. Back into space. Harvey runs onto it. Steps around 1, 2. Comes back through third time. Looks for Trianides. Quill's in front this time. Can't complete the mark. Joel Smith on the 50-metre line. Trianides inside 50. Left footer. Low. On goals.
The AFL sent
Home by 26 points in an exciting last quarter. St Kilda, Loewe got 8, and for Footscray, Osborne 5, and Watts got 3.